Hi, welcome to AP Seminar with Miss Megan Mueller. I teach blocks 2, 5, and 8. Thank you for coming to back to school night or day whenever you are viewing this. We fully appreciate your flexibility and cooperation and generosity and patience and all the good things as we transition from remote learning to in-person learning whenever that should happen. So thank you for joining me on this webcast or screencast tonight. A little about me. My first name is Megan. I'm originally from Greeley, Colorado. I attended Colorado State University in Fort Collins. I graduated with a degree in English with a concentration in education. Several years later, I got my master's 2 years ago from Arizona State University in curriculum and instruction, teaching English as a second language. This is my 9th year being a teacher, and I've had 3 years. This is my 3rd year at Erie High School. I like to read, obviously. Cooking is one of my hobbies. Paddleboarding is another thing I've picked up a few summers ago, and then snowshoeing and hiking depending on the weather. And I have one kitty. Her name is Grace. So, what is AP Seminar? This is a class unlike anything your student has probably ever taken or ever will take. This, I can best equate it to maybe even like a 16-year-old doing a mini master's thesis. So they conduct research, and then there's a written component and a presentation component, and that is their entire AP score. This is a year-long class in which students investigate real-world issues from multiple perspectives. They learn to synthesize information from different sources, develop their own perspectives in a written essay, and design and present a visual presentation, both individually and as part of the team. They complete several different components. I'm going to talk about these here in just a second. A team project, an individual paper and presentation, and then a written end of course exam. There's a lot of components. All right, if your student is currently enrolled in AP Seminar, we're setting them up for the AP Capstone Diploma Program. Their next step would be to take AP Research, not as a junior, but potentially as a senior. They can use some of the things that they have done in AP Seminar as a jumping off point in AP Research. Some things that are different from a traditional English class in AP Seminar, first and foremost, is grading expectations. You are going to see much fewer grades in Infinite Campus because the nature of the class is to promote self-pacing and self-motivated students. And we do that by allowing for independent study and individual timelines. I check in on students, but because of my role as their AP teacher, I have to play a pretty hands-off role when selecting topics, but I'm there in every step of the way. Your student is constantly receiving feedback from me. It just might not show up as a quantifiable grade in Infinite Campus. Therefore, the grades that are in Infinite Campus are extremely important. So if a student does not complete that component, their grade can suffer greatly. These are the official evaluations. In AP Seminar, these are things that they work on throughout the year. The first part is going to be a team project. They will write a group paper and do a group presentation in front of their peers, in front of myself, and I believe it is recorded to submit to College Board as part of their AP Seminar grade. There are a lot of expectations about collaboration, working together, playing nicely, communicating, and resolving conflict individually. It is your students' responsibility to share information with their group members. It is not your students' responsibility to do the work of everybody else. So please make sure that that is communicated clearly to your student. Then the second part is to do an individual research paper with a question that they compose, and then do an individual presentation, which will also be recorded and submitted to College Board as part of their score. Part 3 is an end of course exam. The most important part about this is that it is required. The thing about AP Seminar is that If you're not going to take the end of course exam, then what's the point of doing the team presentation, the individual paper, if you're not going to get the credit? Erie High School currently has a 98% passing rate. So if your student is worried about not being able to pass, I'd say their chances 98% is pretty darn good. So just know that this is a requirement of the class. The cost is more expensive than some other AP classes as other siblings or other students may have taken, but financial assistance is available to those who ask. If you need that for whatever reason, please contact our front office and we can try to help you out. All right, here's some core skill areas. I'll let you peruse this on your own, but our skill areas that we're going to be working on is critical thinking and reasoning, argumentation, communicating publicly, collaboration within our teams, and inquiry and research. Critical reading is also another one. I will give your student plenty of opportunities to practice these skills, but this is going to be the expectation throughout the course of the year. Some policies and resources. I'm going to walk you through. I almost dragged that. Okay, I'm going to walk you through my Schoology course, show you what that looks like, what daily work looks like, and I can't show you Infinite Campus. You probably already know how that works, but that's a especially important resource that your student needs to be checking constantly in order to avoid hiccups and panics about grades. So the first thing I'm going to show you is an example of one of my Schoology blocks. This is my second period. All of my blocks look the same. I'll keep general resources in this folder, such as our course syllabus, what my schedule looks like, what days and times I have free time for them to meet one-on-one. And then some instructions on syncing Notability to Google Drive. This is how I grade their what we call daybooks, which is what I'm going to talk to you now. So I'm going to get into this daybook folder. Daybooks are organized chronologically. So if your student is gone for a day or needs to refer to a specific day, they can find that date at the beginning of each daybook. I'm going to pull up the most recent one that we did. Students are expected to use two apps, Notability or Google Docs, in order to access these daybooks. They are posted always the night before and always reflect the work that we are doing. All right, so the daybooks will always look the same. There will always be a focus for what we're going to be learning that day, our learning goal, why we're doing it. There's a don't forget section, which includes deadlines and upcoming work that they need to be aware of and keep that on any personal calendars. And then it's divided into parts. So some of what we do is community building. Other things are vocabulary application. Other things are skill application by analyzing an argument. All of the work that they do is confined to this daybook. If there is anything that need to go outside of the daybook, there will be a hyperlink that will give them explicit instructions. Okay. In order to turn in daybooks, students will need to have their Google Drive and their Notability account synced. I am working with students currently to ensure that Notability and Google Drive are syncing as they should. Okay, in order to best get a hold of me to talk more about AP Seminar, to clarify any questions that were not answered in this presentation, please email me. This is the best way to get a hold of me. I have my email open almost all the time. You can schedule an appointment with me to meet one-on-one via WebEx, or you can call me. I'm always up for a good old-fashioned phone call as well. I hope that this presentation was informative. You got to know a little bit about me, and you feel a little bit better about what AP Seminar means to your student.